So a couple of people have asked me how my day has gone. Well, I've been messing around with mice. I'm 50 years old, so yeah, I'm done with that. But I can run a marathon in less than 3.5 hours. Anyway, so that video you saw was of the mice. That was me playing harp while the mice were horsing around. There were several of them moving around, but the cage was kind of dirty. So I've got them some clean, fresh food here. Spinach, pecans, peanuts, and carrots. My goal is to drop them off at Lake Wedington. I just changed their water out just a few minutes ago. My goal is to drop them off at Lake Wedington when it gets warmer. I need to get that. That's probably mouse poop in there in that wheel. I need to clean that out. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll do it when I get off the camera. It's nice to change the t-shirts, but it's not. I've been burned on that several times. They've escaped. There's one hiding out in that tube right now. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't change his food right now without him going crazy. So here we open it up. Oh, he's acting all crazy. He's going to go into the t-shirt though, so it's not that big a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right about here so that they have some fresh food to eat. I have some treats for them, but they're not going to need those tonight. They're just going to go with the carrots and the spinach, and the peanuts, and the pecans. And they don't eat very much, but it's nice to change this out. I probably need to just take this out of here. There's poop in there, so I'll just wash it out or something. In fact, I can just take these toys out and replace them later. But what gets tricky is replacing the bedding and the t-shirts. It's like very difficult to replace the t-shirts, and I need to go in there and clean through that. Yeah, but they're all hiding in that t-shirt. There's about like 4 or 5 of them in there. And so last night I put them in like I think it was last night. I better put this lid back on. I left the heat, left an electric heater on them for them because my HVAC is busted. And so I left the heater on for them. But, well, I didn't have a heater. I just slept in a sleeping bag. It was like, I don't know, probably get down to like 43 degrees, 43, 45 degrees in the house. You know, but in the sleeping bag, I'm fine with blankets on top of the sleeping bag. And so after that, but I left the little heater, I left an electric heater by their little habitat so that they would stay warm. It's mostly baby mice, but there were less of them. I caught like 3 of them today, including, I think, the mommy. I think I caught a pregnant mommy. You probably saw her in the video. And if mommy's in there, and you got like 4 or 5 of them in there, and they got t-shirts, and they got the little bedding below, that wood, then they can all huddle together, and they're not fighting, so they're apparently a family, which is a good thing. I don't think I caught Dad. I don't know. Dad probably left. Apparently that's what daddy mice do. Unless they're like in captive, they like mate and take off. That's what I heard from someone else on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, there are probably, mommy mouse is probably in there. I think mommy might be pregnant. And there's several other little mice kids in there. And so I think everything's going to be fine for them today without the heat. It's supposed to be warmer tonight. It will probably get down to like 45 degrees in here, but they're probably going to have sufficient warmth, and so will I. So I don't think there's going to be a need to leave the heater on all night. The electric heater on all night. And yeah, I would fix the HVAC, but I very rarely get visitors, so I don't have the money to fix it right now. That's about it. You said you wanted a picture of me, and I'm really not much to look at, so there you go. Alright, so I cleaned the wheel out a little bit, and I got some olive oil from the cabinet, and it seems to fix the squeak. The wheel was squeaky, so I pulled that off and put some olive oil on the spoke, and now it seems to spin without making a lot of noise. So I don't know how long that's gonna last. And I also poured some olive oil on their spinach there. So, and I took the one tube out and I hooked up it to another end and I ran it over into here so that lead into the mouse house. I put the mouse house back in. The mouse house wasn't cleaned real well, but it was cleaned. And I put their water over there, and I want them to kind of go, I could put it over here, but I figure they ought to work for it. They can, if they can figure out how to get it through this hamster thing, that would be great, but I don't know if they're going to figure that out ever. So I have 2 ways for them to get water, but I don't know if it's made for mice. It's probably made for hamsters. This thing came, a lot of this stuff came from a hamster cage, and I tried putting one in a hamster cage and it escaped. You could look on YouTube. I've got a playlist that shows where one escaped on me. And actually, I used some of that footage for an ABC video, but that's another story. But anyway, so there's their water. Everything's clean. Now, I'm going to jack them up on 2 chairs for the night so that if they do try to escape, that they're going to be, at least hopefully a little bit less afraid of jumping out. Of course, mice don't appear to be very afraid of heights. I put some tape over this air hole because it's starting to crack, and one of them dug a hole in one of these air holes. They used it and they just dug and dug and dug and dug and got out. And that was just one of them, and I bet it was the mommy mouse. And I had none of her kids with her. But now I've got the kids in there, and maybe that'll keep mommy happy. I don't know if I caught all of them, but it's been really quiet lately. A whole bunch are in here. I don't know where daddy is, as I said. But hopefully that'll keep mommy happy and mommy won't try to escape. Because if mommy tries to escape, then I'm going to have like 4 or 5 mice running around the house again. And mommy's about to drop another baby. And I don't know where dad is, but I think dad needs to go on a break. And if I find him, he's going in a separate cage. Separate habitat. I've got one over here for him. But it's not as friendly, unfortunately. And so I have one of the baby mice in here. But I decided that I don't think that mouse was a threat. I don't think he was going to mate or anything with, at least not mate with the mama. Now there's a whole bunch of siblings in there, and mice probably do weird things. So, but I don't think I'm gonna run into a problem. I'm only keeping these guys for another couple of weeks. There he goes. I don't mind him coming out, but I just don't want him hopping out of the habitat because I don't want to go chasing it. I don't want to have to put those mouse traps out again and go chasing them around the house. I'm afraid to grab them by the tail. I have before, but I mean I've tried, but I haven't. I've tried, but it didn't. I don't know that it worked out so well. I wasn't successful. Anyways, I think I hear another one that's getting ready to get caught. And none of these got loose. So there's like 4 or 5 of them in here. But you couldn't tell because they're all hiding behind the t-shirt. And that'll keep them plenty of warm. Themselves, the t-shirt, the hay, and the bedding. And the wheel, it's not squeaking anymore. So that maybe that won't drive them crazy. My flute playing might drive them crazy, but the wheel might not. That's it.